Hello and welcome to live radio match commentary of Bath City versus Chippenham Town here at Twerton Park. You'll be joining me, Jamie Oleszynski and Sam Butcher here live from Twerton Park for live radio match commentary. Chippenham and Bath are obviously no strangers, having played each other just a week ago today. Bath City running out 4-1 victors that day. Also, there's no need to mention the huge rivalry between these two clubs, locally known as the A4 Derby. The A4 Derby is obviously known for many goals and many red cards, with 5 red cards in the previous 7 games. And over the last 7 games as well, Bath have run out 23-12 victors. Both clubs' grounds are separated by about 12.4 miles, or if you prefer kilometres, to 20.83 miles between the two grounds. It's the biggest game of the season really for both sides, with attendances usually being the highest for both clubs, and Chippenham managed to pull 1,600 people to the Thornbury Surfacing Stadium a week ago today. Last game was obviously humiliation for Chippenham, but they'll be eager to right those wrongs today. We'll just quickly run you through the teams today for Bath City, starting number 1, Brian Clark and captain. Number 2, Joe Rains. Number 3, Zach Delaney. Number 5, the returning Jack Batten. Number 6, Callum Wood. Number 7, Alex Fletcher. Number 8, Omar Holness. Number 9, Cody Cook. Number 10, Tom Smith. Number 12, Eddie Jones. And number 19, Mamadou Toure. On the bench for the Romans this afternoon, number 11, Elliot Farrar. 13, Will Fuller. 14, Dan Bull. 16, Tom Richards. And 21, new signing Dylan Kadiji. On the bench for your on the team for your Bluebirds this afternoon, number 1, Will Henry. Number 4, Spencer Hamilton. Number 5, skipper Kieran Parcell. Number 6, Will Richards. Number 7, Alfie Santos. Number 8, Callum Gunner. Number 9, Harry Parsons. Number 13, Joe Hanks. Number 16, Ricky Aguiar. Number 17, Ethan Hill. And number 19, Luke Russ. And on the bench for Chippenham, it's a youthful bench yet again for the Bluebirds. Number 2, Will King. Number 3, Abdul Rasak. Number 14, Harrison Lee. Number 18, Ola Lawal. And reserve goalkeeper Kyle Cook. Your match officials today are Mark Wally, and his assistants are Colin Hubbard and Paul Barber. So Sam, you've been at the games recently, the 3-0 win over Hungerford on Tuesday and the 4-1 loss to Bath on Boxing Day. How do you think Chippenham can fare today?
I expect a tight match because it was still in the back of their minds, the 4-1 loss on Boxing Day, but our away form this season has been probably one of the best in the league. Just one loss against Maidstone, which was a controversial one still, but I still think we'll win today. We've looked very strong against Hungerford with Harry Parsons bagging 2, but yeah, I think we'll win today, definitely. At least I'm going to go 3-1.
3-1 is probably a respectable side. Chippenham obviously won by 3 goals to 0 at Hungerford on Tuesday, and over the last 5 games Chippenham have managed to actually take 10 points of the possible 15, which when looking at that at December with our December fixtures, 10 points probably a very fair thing. Now is Luke Russ after challenging Cody Cook, and there is Mamadou Toure now, plays it back towards Eddie Jones, who comes inside. Aguiar's taken out the game, but Mamadou Toure there gives it away, and Harry Parsons nicks the ball away there from Jack Batten. And here is Joe Hanks, gives it towards and here's Harry Parsons to go for an effort, and he's saved there, just tipped behind by Ryan Clark. Harry Parsons did really well to fashion the opportunity and hit a curling ball. It didn't seem to have much conviction on it though, but Ryan Clark managed to just palm it away. That was a good effort for Chippenham. What do you think of that, Sam?
Great counter-attack, to be fair. I mean, Bath started off, a lot of possession, a lot of throw-ins down our side, but yeah, it was a really quick counter-attack from a good one from Alfie on the left, and then a good shot from Harry. Just needed a bit more height on it, just to trouble the keeper a little bit more, but it was a good start to the game. Harry
Parsons seems to only be getting his goals in batches, only scoring in 2 games for Chippenham, but he's managed to get 5 in those 2 games against Dorking and against Hungerford as Santos delivers the ball in. It was won there by Joe Rains, strong header from the left-back today. Alfie Santos flicks a ball in there again as Will Richards puts his hand on that ball. I'm not sure, it didn't go in the back of the net, it's a deliberate handball and a fist away from the goal, and I'm surprised he's not lucky. He's very lucky there not to be booked. It was a deliberate handball. It's going to be a referee Mark Whaley to speak to the Chippenham Town number 6. I think he's just going to remind him that he managed to snatch what I believe was the 3rd and final goal for Bath on that 3-1 day. And Chippenham don't really have an amazing record here at Twerton Park. They've only managed to win once in the National League South, but that of course was the 5-2 win, which was a remarkable affair. Chippenham probably should have scored more on that game. And the ball is taken. Omar Holness gives it towards Callum Wood in his own half. He plays it out towards Zach Delaney at left back. He comes inside looking for Tom Smith. who then finds Mamadou Touré. He's going to look to run at Spencer Hamilton, and he does. He looks in, he looks out, he sends the ball in towards the box, and Alex Fletcher had a lot of time there to think about what he'd do. He did have to, he almost had to hit that first time. He couldn't get a decent touch on the ball and shanked at it with his left foot, and the ball goes out for a goal kick on our right-hand side for Will Henry to take. But that was the closest Bath have come today. Obviously, Chippenham had a shot with Harry Parsons that was saved.
Pretty good in the midfield so far, and just need to get the ball bit to him some more, to play the balls over to Harry Parsons, Alfie, any of them.
Will Henry taking his time with this goal kick as the referee warns him by blowing his whistle in quite an aggressive tone, as you might have heard of it. Jack Batten wins the header straight up into the air. Hanks is going to challenge for it, and Hanks does win the header. Tom Smith plays the ball down the line. It's a good interception by Luke Rustow, who sends the ball forward, and Harry Parsons nearly got there, but he was just being held back a little bit by Callum Wood. Otherwise he would have got there. And thank you very much for the message from Ollie Shepherd with the lovely selfie attached. But Spencer Hamilton looks for the run of Ricky Aguiar, but it was intercepted there by Callum Wood. It was just a little bit of a hit. Tom Smith's going to drive forward now. He plays a long ball over towards the top run of Alex Fletcher, but the ball wasn't perfect, and Will Henry came out to claim as Luke Russ sends Omar Holness to the floor with a neat run, as Joe Hanks plays another lovely ball over the top, and Alfie Santos with a good head as Aguiar there pushed to the floor by Callum Wood. Aguiar had the ball in his possession. Wood goes straight through the back of him, and Chippenham have a free kick probably 30, 40 yards from goal. And thank you very much also to the tweet from James Harding. Lovely to see you've got us on your phone there. Brilliant stuff. Thank you very much for listening, and also Ollie Shepherd for the lovely selfie you've attached deep from in Cornwall. The box, Hamilton and Ethan Hill are at the back marking Mamadou Touré. And Alfie Santos is just on the right-hand side trying to drag Tom Smith out. It's going to be Aguiar to stick this ball in towards the box, and Parcell was nearly there. And he was being challenged by Eddie Jones there. Parcell believes Eddie Jones got the last touch, but the referee thinks it was the Chippenham Town number 5 and skipper who did, and it was a difficult angle for him. Aguiar played it right onto the Chippenham Town player's head, but couldn't get enough of a powerful header on it to get what would have been his 4th goal of the season. He's Chippenham's joint 3rd top goal scorer, with of course the Magic Men of Aguiar and Parsons in joint first position with 5 goals apiece. It's going to be Ryan Clark to have his goal kick. As we see some light illuminate inside the press box there. The stand above us, and you might be able to hear it making its way all the way down. Where's it going to land? It lands onto the head of a Bath City fan who heads it back onto the pitch. It's a strong header there, as Ethan Hill's going to take a throw in on the near side. 30 minutes gone in this game. Joe Hanks heads the ball forward again. Joe Rains then heads it forward, but Luke Ross does well. Aguiar's got time to think about what he can do. He's going to bend an effort. And a bit more conviction and into the corners, and it would have troubled Ryan Clark, but it was straight out the Bath City number 1. Tom Smith forward now. In towards Zach Delaney, who's making waves forward. Cody Cook gives the ball towards Mo Touré, who's driving forward for Bath. Just into the box now. Delivers a ball towards the back post. Strong header away by Luke Russ, as Omar Holness was nearly there. Alfie Santos has nicked the ball. Eddie Jones puts the ball in towards the box. It's a header there by Cody Cook as the ball's bouncing in the area. Joe Rains on the edge of the area now. What's he going to do? He's drifted past 1 and 2, but it's blocked there by Ethan Hill. Ball still in the box for Bath City. Joe Rains with an effort, but it's well blocked. And Joe Hanks can get the ball, so Ricky Aguiar can get the ball forward. And here comes Alfie Santos. He's got Parsons ahead of him. Santos making waves and does find the ball to Parsons, but Wood does well to shepherd Parsons away from play. And it's all the way back to Ryan Clark, who sends forward. Frantic couple of moments as Ryan Cook is being held there by Kieran Parcell, probably very cynically. Parcell wasn't looking to win the header, so he had his arms completely around the Bath City number 9. Frantic couple of moments. Joe Rains involved in the thick of action there. Number of shots that were blocked. It was bouncing around all over the place, but a strong header in the end of it. Not giving it probably fairly, in my point of view, but Bath City fans will disagree with me, as Jones makes a run with this throw-in and knocks down, but Cody Cook can't get there. And Tom Smith then sends the ball, loose ball, just all the way forward. And here's Kieran Parcell with a long ball forward himself, chested down by Eddie Jones. And he's just going to keep the ball on the deck and find some space. And he actually does send the ball towards Cody Cook in the end, but he's going to be challenged by Will Henry. Will Henry shepherds the ball out well, as Cody Cook still kept the ball in play. Cody Cook's done really well. Omar Holness ball into the box, as Will Richards, the ball hits him on the chest. The Bath City fans all around us think that should have been a penalty. Omar Holness had the strike. Will Henry was completely out of his goal. and it hit the chest of Will Richards. Certainly not the hand, as that's the second denied penalty for Bath City today, probably both fairly, as Bath have a corner. I'm not sure why it's a corner, but probably justified. Number 2, Joe Rains to deliver this ball in right-footed. His left hand raised up in the air, whatever signal that means. Rains delivers this ball in towards the box. He's headed there, but he was a bit off camber. I believe it was Cody Cook. Couldn't get enough conviction on that header, and it sailed high and wide of Will Henry's goal. Towards the Chippenham dugout as Luke Ross tries to keep the ball in, but he was never going to get to that in a million years. It's going to be another throw-in for Eddie Jones. Former Chippenham Town man scored a penalty. Scored his penalty in the pool game in the second FA Cup qualifying round last season. It's a wonderful penalty. Cook lays it down towards Alex Fletcher, who's in a promising area. Ball in towards the blocks. It's held by Will Henry, and it's dropped straight towards Mo Toure, who gobbles up the opportunity. And right on the stroke of half-time, as the board goes up for 1 minute of added time, Bath City snatched the opportunity. Alex Fletcher made himself into a really promising opportunity to slide the ball across the box. And then Will Henry couldn't get a firm grasp on the ball, and it was dropped there, and I believe Mo Toure gobbled up the opportunity and off the post. Twerton Bark here goes into raptures. I believe it's gone down as an own goal against the Chippenham defender. As Chippenham fall right on the hurdle at half-time. But I don't think Bath City have deserved that. I believe Will Richards, yes, what I had thought, puts the ball in the back of his own net. So unlucky as Chippenham nearly held on for that half there. I think they've been the better side. But Bath Crawley take the lead in this game right before the stroke of half-time, as there's continued claps from the Bath City fans around us as they've seen their... And he really needs to get Chippenham going if they want anything from this half. Ball forward, looking forwards, Luke Russ. Eddie Jones with a header there, and he's been taken out by Alfie Santos. It was just a bit of a late challenge. Joe Hanks gets involved with Eddie Jones, as he was a little bit aggressive. Jones was saying something. Jones and Hanks are getting involved in a pushing match, and this is not scenes we want to see, as Hanks getting involved with seemingly every Bath City player. Jerry Gill, of course, on the pitch now getting involved. Tom Smith is now having an altercation with Will Richards in there, and this is ugly scenes. I mean, Alfie Santos looks in a lot of pain on the floor, as Will Richards being ushered away by Joe Rains there. Almost every player and members of coaching staff are on the pitch now. Jerry Gill is still involved there. Alfie Santos still on the floor. It was a late challenge, but Santos looks the worst off. As the referee's got, Sam says, a couple of bookings probably to give out. I think Eddie Jones got to be one of them. He incited that. Santos does not look with it at all. And Eddie Jones needs to see his way into the book. The referee does go towards his card. There's going to be a number of bookings here, I think, for probably all 4 of them. There's Omar Holness coming over to speak with the referee about something and then being sent away by the referee. Santos still on the floor. It could be alright. Hopefully, yeah. The referee just dishing out some choice words here, but probably also some cards. He's writing some names down. Eddie Jones probably is. Santos was a bit late to the challenge with Eddie Jones, and he seemed the worst off. Santos was on the floor, and Eddie Jones was stood over the top shouting, and that's really not very sporting from the former Chippenham man. And that's what incited the whole thing. So Joe Hanks got involved. It's a yellow card for Eddie Jones. It's a yellow card for Joe Hanks. It's a yellow card for Tom Smith and for Will Richards. As the Bath fans don't seem to think it was a yellow. For as well. Jerry Gill's got to watch himself. He was one of the first people on the pitch. And it is going to be a Bath free kick, so all of that arguing is really for nothing. Batten taking his time now with this. Ball forward. As the ball falls towards Will Richards, who can't stop Alex Fletcher from getting there. Fletcher puts the ball in the back of the net. He turns Will Richards inside out. And Alex Fletcher has got 2 goal contributions. This is many minutes here at Twerton Park. He wriggled past the Chippenham Town number 6 and almost stuck it in the legs of Will Henry. This game has turned on its head in a matter of moments, as Bath City have a 2-0 advantage going into half-time here at Twerton Park. Bath City 2, Chippenham Town 0 here.
Scored in first half additional time by number 7, Alex Fletcher!
Twerton Park erupt for a second time as the Chippenham players look absolutely distraught. They played so well for 43, 44 minutes and they've crumbled in the final couple to see themselves now going into the half-time break with a 2-0 deficit. And that's really not what we want to see, but we've got Cody Cook might be able to get there as Henry just gets there beforehand, and here's Hanks. Parcell has to send the ball forward. Touchdown by Luke Russ really well there. Held sends it forward looking for the runner Parsons as Batten does well. But here is Russ with it. Lays it off towards Aguiar. And here's Callum Gunner with a nice first touch looking to go past his man, but it's well read there by Delaney to make sure Gunner couldn't get a good first touch and get past the West Brom player, and he has to knock it out for what I believe is a throw-in on the far side as a Bath City player, I think it's Joe Rains, is down. What looks to be maybe a bit of a muscle injury as there is going to be a substitution. Joe Rains is going to make way as the physio makes their way onto the pitch. The board's gone up in front of me. It's 21 for Bath City. Dylan Kadji, who on loan from Bristol City rather, is coming on. He made his debut for Bath on Chippenham on the first match in this A4 derby, and he officially signed for the club this week on loan. 18 years old. It's his first taste of first team football as Joe Rains is going to make his way off the attacking fullback playing in midfield today. Slowly he's going to be making his way off the pitch, obviously, to just give Bath City players some breathers as the whole of the stand here at Twerton Park make their way to their feet and clap for Joe Rains to make way. He really is Mr. Bath around these parts. The applause is greatly received with a return of the gesture from the Bath City number 2. Dylan Kadji, defensive midfielder, as my research indicates, going to come on, so they're going to play a little bit more defensive. Experience for youth at this level. The box, it's a long throw, but Fletcher's there quickly. Hanks then heads down. Hamilton's on the edge of the box. Is he going to think about an effort? No, he plays the ball, but the ball couldn't quite through. Hamilton on the floor, and Dirk gets there really well again. But Bath are coming forward now with Delaney. Parsons going to run at Delaney, and Parsons with a blimmin' incredible challenge.
What a tackle.
What a challenge, and he feeds his Swindon Town teammate Aguiar, and that's a good challenge by Tom Smith, and Aguiar challenges, and now Tom Smith brings down Aguiar and throws the ball down in frustration, and Aguiar looks to take this free kick quickly, but Jack Batten stood right in front of it, and that was two really strong challenges. First from Harry Parsons to take the ball away from Zach Delaney, and then the second from Tom Smith to take it away from Aguiar. Tom Smith then does foul Aguiar afterwards, and it's now a free kick in the channel for Chippenham Town. Aguiar to deliver this. Parcell and Richards have made their way up. Richards will be looking to itchingly make his overturn his own goal as Aguiar puts this ball in there, and Richards nearly got there and fed the ball towards Kieran Parcell, but Sam next to me thinks it should have been a corner. Parcell doesn't. Or Parcell does, as the linesman actually indicates for a corner, and the referee agrees with him and gives the corner for Chippenham Town, does he? Oh. Was there? It was not actually a corner. Clark is being hurried up. Gunner, who's had a really good game, I thought, for Chippenham. Lawal coming on, going to inject a bit of confidence and pace into this team now. Maybe he'll make his way up front with Santos dropping a bit deeper in his position. Gunner, good shift, Callum. Chippenham Town, as you may have heard in the interview from Mike Cook from Hungerford, Chippenham Town offered to buy Olawal a pair of football boots as he could not afford them himself. So Bain with a nice pair of football boots, actually. I'd like a pair. As Henry sends the ball forward towards Hamilton, does he? No, but Santos has it from a loose ball. Santos turns Delaney, as the linesman on that side is indicating for a free kick for Chippenham, as there was a tug of the shirt by Delaney on Alfie Santos, and right in that channel, just on that byline, probably 5 or 6 yards away from the edge of the penalty area, it's going to be not Alex Bray. Alex Bray's injured. It's going to be Ethan Hill who's going to take this set piece for Chippenham. There's only one man back for Chippenham, Luke Russ. Everyone else, Alfie Santos, is on the edge of the box with Ricky Aguiar. Mo Torre is the only Bath City player forward. So Ethan Hill delivers this ball in towards the box, but it's just a bit high for Kieran Parcell at the far post, who thought he could have made it. but a wasted opportunity for Chippenham as Kieran Parcell goes actually to collect the ball.
City fans, to show your appreciation to those supporting Chippenham Town this afternoon. And today's attendance is an incredible 2,261.
2,261 people have made their way into Twerton Park today. Do we feel them okay? As the ball has gone all the way down the other end of the pitch, it's going to be a Spencer Hamilton to have the ball on the floor, being challenged by Tom Smith. As the ball, Toure, is there an arm in the face from Toure on a Chippenham player? And the referee, Toure, started to break away, but the Chippenham player who's down, who I believe is Ricky Aguiar, seems to have a bit of a head injury, as maybe an arm came back from Toure, but he's still just on his knees on the floor, and is Anton the physio going to come off the pitch? Yes, he is. So he must have received a somewhat significant blow to the face. And this calls for a drinks break for Bath City. Jerry Gills having words with Callum Wood. Sorry, not Callum Wood, Cody Cook, I believe. And now Jones has made his way over there. We had a tweet come through. We've had a tweet come through from our head of media, Matt Chappell, saying great work from us too for this afternoon's Mixella broadcast. So thank you very much, Matt. Which I know he's listening. He's currently doing the video, which you'll see on the match highlights. That will be up on the YouTube channel within a week. I can currently see him on the gantry. We're sat on opposite sides of the ground, and I know he's listening in right now. Thank you very much. And all of us at the club do really wish you... Well, we're really thankful for what Matt does as a club. He gives up a lot of his time. As he's pushing players even further forward with his arm gestures. As Parcell sends it long, looking for the head of Spencer Hamilton, who knocked it down well, but Wood clears. Richards then going to knock it forward, but the man who's just been booked on Holness then gets there. Toure now. Will's got to be careful because he's already on a booking, and probably a ticking off as well for a number of free kicks as Parcell back there. Oh, that's a firm challenge there by Mo Toure, and then Mo Toure blocks off Parcell as he's getting into the pitch, and finally Mo Toure makes himself into the book. I mean, a more serious referee might send Mo Toure off for that challenge. He went entirely over the top of the ball, catching Parcell with none of the ball at all. And that's a proper Derby Day challenge that we want to see if you're a neutral in this game. But Parcell is fine. He's back up on the pitch, and that's, I count that 6 yellow cards in this match, 4 for Bath City, 2 more, and I believe they will receive a fine from the league collectively as a club. Chippenham Town first team debut, Abdul Rasak coming on. So if any of you listening from the Chippenham Town Academy,
Number 3, Abdul Razak Tajdi.
And so if any of you are listening from the academy, you'll be happy to know we'll surely see a tweet come out there soon to see Rasak making his way onto the pitch for his debut. All of the Chippenham Town Academy graduates on the bench, 6 in the squad today if you include Ethan Hill. And here he is, skipper Kieran Parcell launches it forward, as that's all Chippenham have really got to do, and that's an absolute non-league wallop by Jack Basson, who sends the ball looking to be high and wide, and then actually ends up conceding a corner, which Lawal's going to take. Richards and Parcell have made their charges forward. Lawal leaves it for his number 13, Joe Hanks, to take this corner. Chippenham score here. It's going to be a nervy finish for the Romans here at Twerton Park, as many of the Romans around us are making their way to the exits as they don't want to avoid, or they don't want to be caught up in the rush. As Hanks delivers this ball in, it's bouncing around all over the place. Rasak's nearly there. Rasak is blocked. It's still bouncing around all over the place. It's struck there by Joe Hanks. But a number of really good blocks from Bath City players, just using all of their experience and grit at this level to throw themselves at the ball. Ryan Clark was on the floor, and Rasak had 2 opportunities to bury the ball into the back of the net, but it was well blocked by, I'm not sure what Bath City players. I think it was a combination of 3 or 4 that got their body on the line of it, as Hill gives the ball away and then gets the ball back actually, as Lawal drifts past one man and then is brought down by Omar Holness, who is already on a booking, and it was a pretty cynical foul from the Bath City number 8, but he does not make his way off of the pitch, as the referee I don't think wants to incite anything in the final couple of minutes. But Aguiar's going to have a free kick from a dangerous opportunity, as there's surely only 2 or 3 minutes left in this game. Aguiar to deliver a ball in. All but 3 Chippenham players are in that box, all but or every single Bath City player in the box for the Romans. Come on, Ricky Aguiar stood over this. We know he can score free kicks. He might even go for a shot on this one, maybe not a cross. It is a shot from Aguiar. Oh, it was a venomous strike, but just not with enough precision in the corners, and it was straight down the throat of Ryan Clark in the Romans' goal, and he just managed to hold it and not spill it. He's going to get involved, the last minute substitute. He's going to have a throw in. Smith Hamilton taking another throw in, the man who slotted in right there. Lee sends the ball forward. It's going to be Ethan Hill's head, slow sideways towards Tom Richards, and full time here at Twerton Park. 2 quick goals at the end of the first half sink Chippenham Town to a 2-0 defeat. It's back-to-back losses against Bath City, and it's disappointing for the Bluebirds, who played so well in the first half and were probably even the better side in the second half. But a Will Richards own goal and an Alex Fletcher strike ended by a scrap at the end of the first half. Bath City take all 3 points and all 6 points from both A4 derbies in this game. Disappointing. You never want to lose to your local rivals, and Chippenham have lost by a combined 6-1 over the 2 games. That's obviously bookended by a 3-0 win against Hungerford in the week. And it's disappointing. Many of you listening at home might be disappointed, as much as me and Sam are here in the commentary box, as much as Mike Cook are and the 15 or 16 Chippenham players who are down there on the pitch. Aguiar looks disappointed, but good to see every single one of those Chippenham players going over to applaud the crowd, the number of Chippenham fans that have made the shortest trip to Twerton Park here today, led by their captain and skipper Kieran Parcell. But we'd like to thank you very much for listening to our broadcast here today. But just before we do go, I would like to mention, just in case you are interested, in the little quiz question we did at half time. I'll repeat the question. But in 1978 and 1977, Bath were representing England in the Anglo-Italian Cup and reached the same stage in both tournaments. Did they reach the first round, second round or final? They did reach the final, of course. Lost both times by 5-0 and 3-0. So thank you very much if you did. That did ponder a thought as the Chippenham players now make their way in towards the tunnel, as they will look to reflect. There's obviously been a couple of days for reflection in the Chippenham, in the whole world, as it's been